bring Tirico in. He is the voice of every single sport on every single network.
Not exactly.
Not true.
Tesh was on the Today Show the morning of the game.
Oh, that's fabulous.
Yes, and I think Tesh was on the Dan Patrick Show today as well. Tesh is having a moment along with the rest of us.
Tesh is 6'6". Was he a college athlete? Do you know, Mike?
Great. I don't know if he was an athlete. I know he did Tour de France and Entertainment Tonight.
Yeah.
I remember that. And he worked locally in New York before that. I don't know if he was an athlete. That's a great question.
Thank you. Great head of hair, too, on a John Tesh back in the day.
Still does. Veteran lettuce now.
Love it. Veteran lettuce. I love
still
it.
Still going.
That's great.
I know how busy you are, and we appreciate the friendship and your willingness always to pop on with us. I want to ask you this first, as I was like,
yes, sir.
I was making it big, but it is true. You know, you are the voice of Sunday Night Football. You're the voice of the Olympics. You're NBA on NBC now doing that. You're
cricket game of the week as well.
You're sitting down with Michael Jordan. You've done Monday Night Football. You do golf. You do all the horse racing on NBC. Is there one thing left or a couple things left that is on your bucket list that you say, boy, I would really like to try this?
Yeah, so there's two answers to that. The thing I haven't done professionally that is on my mind the most is I have never called a Super Bowl, and we get the opportunity with NBC to do that this year, and that's a huge deal. There are only a dozen people who've called Super Bowls, and the chance to do one is like, I get chills when I even mention it out loud, and I stop. I don't want to think about it because I can't wait for that day to get here. So that's the one thing in the business. In terms of sports, I've never done a baseball game.
Really?
And I've never done a baseball game, and I love baseball. I've had season tickets for 25 years to the Tigers in Detroit since they moved to Comerica Park. So I watch games a bunch. We had talked a place or two about maybe doing a couple of games here and there. It didn't happen. Assuming that everything that's reported comes to fruition, and there's no reason to think it won't, NBC gets baseball. If we have a game here or there, maybe I can sneak in and do one at some point along the way. I'd love to complete the career grand slam of calling baseball, basketball, football, hockey at the professional level on network TV. Kenny Albert does it. A few other people have done it. I'd love to get the chance to, but I mean, I just have, after doing hockey a couple of years ago, I have immense appreciation for what it takes to start doing a new sport and the level that the best people in the business do the sport at. We take it for granted, even those of us who are in the business. So those are the things on the bucket list that, if I get to them, great. If not, I'm good as well.
What if, like a network like Marquee called, Boog always has a few days off doing Sunday Night Baseball, and one Sunday in the middle of summer at Wrigley Field, you can do a Cubs game. Would that interest you if Crane Kenny is listening?
Something like that, whether it's with NBC or with the Tigers, who I know and love because I've been there, and obviously with a daughter who lives in Chicago and how much I love the city. Something like that would be so much fun, right? But I have way too much on my plate. It's just the one thing way down the line at some point before I end. I'd love to do one and just do that. So those are the stupid things. Don't get me in trouble because I don't need more work right now. Okay.
Mike, as you know, I'm in charge of the really important, hard-hitting questions. So,
yes, you are. Sure.
Is it mandatory to wear the same shoes as MJ when you're doing an interview with him?
So not the same shoes, because I think that would really be trying too hard to be cool. By wearing Jordans, I at least got close enough to trying too hard, but I didn't cross that line. I was not wearing the same shoes as Michael.
But by the way, I wasn't insinuating it was a decision you were making. I was insinuating that it was mandated by Michael that you must wear the same shoes.
This was a me thing. I am not a sneakerhead. I don't have 30, 40 pairs of Jordans or anything for that matter. And I'm like, you know what? I don't have a pair of Jordans. So I'm going to my thought was originally I'm going to wear them to opening night, right, just to kind of fit in with everybody else on the show, and just to kind of act like I'm younger than I am. And then we did it for the interview, so it was fun. It was really cool to show up like, hey, look at me. I may have the second nicest pair of sneakers of anybody on this shoot. I felt really good for 5 minutes.
They looked great. They looked great.
Thank you. Yeah. They're with me. I might break them out Sunday night for the Steelers game, or I might just save my Knicks Bucks on Tuesday in Milwaukee. So I may go there, or I may have another pair that I may break out. This is a whole part of my life I wasn't anticipating, but I'm diving in.
A comfortable Mike Tirico is starting to emerge.
You think he's been uncomfortable?
Well, no, I mean, like the comfortables. My guess is they're much more comfortable than some of the shoes maybe you've worn in the past.
I fought for years the casual shoe thing, but I've gone in now. I mean, I've been doing it on Sunday nights. I've got something comfortable. It's like, why not? We do not need to wear leather shoes at a football or a basketball game, so it's all good. Although I did have a brief conversation with my mom. She's like, "Oh, I saw your shoes." I'm like, "Yeah, I know, Mom. It's 2025. I'm trying. I'm just trying to stay hip."
Mike Tirico, the great Mike Tirico, joining us. Waddle and Silvy on ESPN 1000. All right, so take us through this. You know how much I always like the behind-the-scenes stuff, the production meeting types, and I'm not asking for a production meeting. So, but you walk into MJ's house, and so take us through how that all goes. Like, do you sit down right away and do an interview? Are you getting a tour of the home? What goes on there? Does he offer you refreshments? What happens?
You're funny. Without sharing everything, let me just say that we had a couple of visits beforehand, and then sat down and had the conversation, which we'll have different pieces of here along the way as the season gets rolling. And Michael was great. Michael was comfortable. So I wouldn't say that we were friends, but certainly in that professional acquaintance mode where at a Ryder Cup, a big golf event, some crossover events, playing golf at Michael's place with other folks as a guest, where our paths have crossed for 25 plus years. And so there is at least a relationship. And then the conversation about what we're going to do and how we're going to do it, which I won't give away too much of, and there'll be surprises and Easter eggs here along the way as we go through. But just to be around Michael is still as freaking cool as anything there is. And I've been blessed. I have met every single person you'd want to meet in sports over the last 25 years. I mean, my job is just stupid like that. And I'm so thankful and so humbled by it. And I've sat with presidents of the United States and all that. And nobody really gets me like, wow, this person's really cool. But then when you're sitting there having a in-depth conversation with Michael, and it's a good conversation. We're going back and forth on items or things related to the basketball talk we're going to have or otherwise. There is a point that you go, this is really freaking cool. And he has an aura about him that is so unique and so different, and he doesn't try. He doesn't try to be cool. He just is. And it's still the case. Here he is in his 60s. It's one of the neatest things to be around. Look, I've been around Tiger more because of golf, and it's very similar. There's just a presence, and I think we see and hear more from Tiger, at least we did, than we do MJ, and so it just feels a little bit more special because of that.
I was going to go there, Mike, because, other than him being the greatest of all time in the sport he played, is part of the mystique with MJ just the lack of seeing him and the lack of accessibility that has been his mission, just to be, more of I won't say a recluse, but
no. Yeah, Tom, that's kind of the right thought. He has made the choice not to live his life in the public eye after living as public a life as so many haven't before, I should say. And he's made that choice, so it's scarce. And when it's scarce, it's special. Yeah. Right? So okay, what's the easy, everybody poops on everything these days, right? What's the easy thing to say? Oh, okay, great, you got Michael Jordan, you're going to put on for a couple of minutes. Great, you're going to, because everything he says is pretty damn cool because it's not out there in volume and mass like almost all of us are these days. So you stop and you listen because the words carry more weight because you don't hear them as often. And that's part of the thinking behind it. That's part of getting Michael involved and interested in doing this with us. So it's fun. Will it be completely satisfactory to everyone? No. Nobody's completely satisfied with anything more in society.
Yes, that's right.
However, it's the greatest basketball player of all time talking about basketball, which he doesn't do very often publicly. So that alone is enjoyable content for somebody. Look, I did the interview. I enjoyed the conversation. I enjoyed going back to watch it. Hopefully, people who love the game will learn something about the game from Michael's perspective on it. So we'll see as it plays out as we go through the season.
Mike, I know you can't give too much away, but is it all from that one interview, which we will see all year, or will he do a couple of stops for big games and join you guys, or do something different?
Yeah, TBA for now. There's pieces of this interview that we did. You'll see. We're not going to change clothes in any of these interviews here coming up in the next that are going to air over the next few months. So it's more timeless stuff, and it'll be here, on through the good part of the regular season, and we'll see if it continues on. It was a thrill to do it. If it's one sitting and done, it was one of the coolest couple of hours I've had in my career. And hopefully people enjoy it. And if there's more down the line, if it was good, and Mike wants to come back for more, I can look for a free window on my schedule to accommodate him. How about that?
That's great. Hey, Mike, timing is everything in this world, as we all know. What do you make of the very impactful gambling story of a few days ago? Yeah,
it's I haven't really talked about it yet publicly. I haven't been on anywhere, but just doing stuff. Look, it's awful in a lot of ways, right? It's awful for the individuals involved, and it's awful for sports. I don't think just the NBA. I just saw a memo that went out to the NFL owners, coaches, GMs, personnel that'll get to the players just with a refresher, a reminder of the gambling policy and all that is at stake. I mean, everybody had to know when this became easier to access, there was going to be a problem. Now, can you find ways to avoid the problems before they happen? I think every league tried to. They tried to put things in place, but it just wasn't going to happen. We've seen scandals in gambling going back to the Black Sox scandal. I'm sure people have mentioned that 100 times in Chicago. People have mentioned it nationally. It's happened through the course of time. By the ease and access of gambling and prop bets on really unimportant things within a game, then it changed everything. What about what happened in baseball this year with Emmanuel Clase in Cleveland? Cleveland had 2 players suspended for intentionally throwing a terribly thrown pitch that was a ball because the bet was the first pitch of the at-bat, right? I mean, so it's happened. It's happened in other sports too. I think it's harder for football, right? Because there are so many people involved. In basketball, when there's one ball and one person with it at a time, and baseball, where there's one pitcher and you can control the result a little bit easier. And it could fall to a variety of different people on the same team. I think it becomes a more likely occurrence to take place. I think in general, leagues know that the integrity of the game is the competition on the up and up is essential for the public to consume the game with confidence, which includes going to the game, watching it, supporting it, and even wagering on it legally, right? If you don't feel that there is integrity in it, the average person is not going to wager on it. So if the leagues have decided with the legality of gambling, they're going to be in bed with these gambling houses and companies, and it's going to be a part of their sport, then they're going to have to do everything they can to keep the integrity of the game something the fans believe in, and that's going to be their charge across the board until further notice.
Mike, I want to ask you this, and I'll open up to you. I probably have some trust issues in my life that started at a very young age. So trust is tough for me at times, and you know what a big sports fan I am. And I love the NBA. I've not been like one of these guys who is trashed the NBA. I love the NBA, but I've been down on the product the last 3 or 4 years. So this has been like a flashpoint or an inflection point for me on those trust issues. So whether it's gambling, whether it's the report from Pablo Torre about circumventing the salary cap that the league has had, whether it's Tim Donaghy, whether it's the lottery, which many people have questioned throughout the years, whether it is load management and not knowing if players truly want to play when they may be healthier. What do you say to someone like me or other people now that you're doing NBA games again regarding a lack of trust for the NBA?
And here's where I start, right? I feel like Adam Silver is the most transparent of the commissioners in terms of publicly saying, here's what's going on, right? Like, if you've heard him speak about the Clipper situation, like here's what I know, here's what's going on. When they talk about this issue, there'll be a directness to it. I think they've been so willing to publicly take these things on for that exact point. They want to have people believe in the integrity of the game. I don't know where you can go back and start to trace the draft lottery questions, right? You can go through every NBA game, and that no foul line is very subjective. There are times when the games have to tighten up because it's getting too physical. There are times when you want to let them play. The league will tell you, hey, you know what? Maybe it got a little too physical in the first round last year. We got better as the playoffs went on. It's refining that line because the guys jack it up a little bit more. They play harder when it comes to the playoffs. So there's a whole bunch of different, I think, nuanced parts of it that it's hard. I will tell you that watching the league closely for these last couple of nights, like, the shame of the timing of all of this is the games are incredible. Like, our game was unbelievable in Oklahoma City. The game last night, both games last night, were phenomenal games. Like, the athletes have gotten so good that the league has so many great things going for it that the things you bring up are what weighs it down. And they're going to have to find a way to convince the people like you that everything is on the up and up, and that is transparency. Here's a transparency example. The ACC in football has done a tremendous job of letting us hear the communication between the replay office in Charlotte and the officials. I mean, you seen any of those this year?
Yeah, it's great.
They're great. So guess what? That's probably the place people are going to have to go to help understand the process a little bit more. Probably going to have to show more of what's going on behind the scenes to let people understand and believe that the league is operating in the best interest of the sport. See, and here's the last point I'll make on it, Silvy. There's no win for any of these leagues to make it up, right? Because especially in 2025, it's going to get out. Somebody's going to be unhappy, and they're going to talk. There's too much of an electronic trail, a paper trail, all that stuff for leagues not to go about doing their business the right way to build trust with the customer. I hear what you're saying. I know that's been a narrative for people for a while. I just, and maybe I'm naive, as I'm close to these sports, I don't see it happening right under my nose, So they're going to have to continue to prove to people, I should say, that this is all being done with the best interest of the fan and the game in mind.
I got to tell you, I'm surprised after Silvy emptied both barrels about his NBA gripes. I thought you were going to tell him to lose your number, Mike. That's what I thought was
afterwards.
Yeah.
I'll be polite and finish the interview, but then I will.
Hey, Mike, let me tell you about this league that you just got back involved with. I hate it right now. What are your thoughts?
That's great. No, you know what? That's great. We're taking your calls for the next hour. Meet up my friends. There's nothing like starting a happy hour that way. It's perfect.
That's why he's the best, though.
You know what?
Absolutely.
It's truly the best. It's the best thing we have in sports. So I'll give you a little behind the scenes. I happened to be in Washington, D.C. for something yesterday, and I got to speak to a couple of U.S. senators and a couple of members of Congress. And we were having a discussion about the shutdown and Capitol Hill and all that, and all the stuff that's going on in Washington. And they're like, God, man, it's so great to cover sports. You guys know sports is so happy. It's such a good place. We come for entertainment. I'm like, really? And it's a reminder, our issues are issues.
Yeah.
But it's still sports.
Yes.
It is a business. There's money. There's everything involved. It's passion. It's still sports. And we sometimes get really lost in our anger and our frustration about the little things around it.
On a positive note, what do you think of our 4-2 Bears?
Let's go.
Yeah.
I thought that's where we're going to start, right?
Well, I got the NBA hater to my left here.
MJ.
I know.
We had to talk about MJ.
I underdog, of course. I'm busting you, man. You know I love you. So here's what I'd say about the Bears.
I lose my number.
24, 21, 31, 25, 25, 26. I wrote those down before we came on the air because I knew we'd bring up the Bears. Ben Johnson's got this team scoring 20-something every game, right? That's what you paid for. That's what you got. Dennis Allen's got a defense now. They're figuring it out, health, all that other stuff, that they're learning how to stop people. So did you think, let's get back up to 30,000 feet. Mm-hmm. Did you think a week from Halloween, you're looking at the schedule going, maybe 7-3 going into that Steelers-Eagles-Packers stretch? You probably didn't. And that just tells you the thing is steered in the right direction. Doesn't mean it's going to get across the finish line before others this year. It's in the right direction. Caleb's been better. The operation's been better. The offense functions well. It's all good. It's all positive. There's a ton of season to go, but you have a reasonable chance to get to November 23rd against the Steelers and be right in the middle of the mix. And isn't that freaking awesome?
Yeah,
so great.
The one thing I would have been, and I said it at the time, but I would be willing to guarantee is that this team for the entirety of the season is going to be a much better coached team across the board than they have been in years. And I think that while it's not perfect, they've got ways to go, all of them. I think that's on display every single Sunday.
And I hope Ben doesn't hear this because Ben doesn't ever want to hear an excuse or anything like that. Don't you think Ben's going to be a better head coach on week 12, 13, and 14?
Oh, yeah.
Because every one of you listening, if you've had a job, you're better at it after a month and 2 months and 3 months. And Ben is just going to keep getting better, and this team's going to keep being molded in the shape and the way he wants it. Like, for example, are you down the top 2 or 3 corners here this week against Baltimore?
Top 3. Yeah.
Okay, top 3. So Baltimore can come out and just have a great game. That's going to happen with injuries and the schedule as the year goes on. But you're going to build depth. You're going to build confidence. The Lions just went into a game without 5 of the top 6 corners from their training camp. 5 of the top 6. And they went and played man against Baker Mayfield, who people were giving the MVP award to, and they beat him. And that's because they built an organization and a character, and Ben is in the process of doing that. And along the way, they may run into a playoff opportunity here this year. So I'm hoping that the Sunday night game at San Francisco on December 28th means something, the Sunday after Christmas, and it very well might, because the Niners are playing well and the Bears are playing well. It's a really good sign.
Yeah, I was hoping you guys wouldn't flex that. So now there's a good chance that you'll be doing that game. We could bug you again if you don't make me lose your number. As we let you go here, Mike, we wanted to play a game with you. We played this game.
Oh, boy.
We played this game the other day. It was a Tyler Aki, Syracuse alum special, and Charlie Bevins, who is behind the glass. And maybe you guys can narrate it. And I know you've got stake in the game in NBC. But we love round ball rock. We played the game round ball rock or another jingle, and we want to play that game with you. All right.
Okay.
So Tyler, are you going to preside over this?
Sure, I can oversee
Tirico?
this. All right, let's
Go
start,
on.
Mike. We'll go round ball rock or the Masters theme.
Oh, man.
I just got
So
weepy.
now, here's the question. Is it just the theme song, or is it everything about it?
Yes, it's just the theme.
Just a theme song.
So I'm going to go with Round Ball Rock because that Masters theme is not my favorite Augusta music.
Oh.
What's your favorite Augusta music?
There's a theme that they play before the on the Masters over the highlights. It's called Thrill of Victory by a gentleman named E.S. Posthumus, UMUS, I think.
Is he still
That
with
is
us?
I believe
Come
he
on,
is.
that was a
I've
joke, Mike.
wondered
You
that
got it,
too.
didn't you?
It's an unfortunate surname unless you are in the funeral business.
You and I should go on the road and do some sort of comedy skit.
Mr. and Mrs. Pos. I know. I hope it's pronounced differently. Anyway, that's my preferred Masters music over the Masters original theme. So that's a long way of saying Round Ball Rock.
All right. Let's go to Round Ball Rock or the Olympic theme.
This is double company stuff
involvement.
involvement.
I have to go with this. I have to go with the Olympic theme. I do.
I think we all
I do.
did.
Like, can you see John Williams? Can you see the flame? I have to go with that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's do one or two more here, Tyler.
All right.
Okay.
Round Ball Rock or the college football on CBS music.
Yeah. You know, both of a very similar ilk because they were traditional, long time, very associated.
How about, Mike, if Vern talks over the open?
Yeah.
I know, Uncle Vern. Give me Uncle Vern and Gary. Hello, everyone. I might lean slightly to the CBS college football team.
Yeah.
I might. Yeah.
And then last one for you, Mike. We've got Round
I know
Ball
you're gonna
Rock.
do the Fox NFL theme, aren't you?
No.
No,
We're
we don't
gonna
have
go
that.
with the NCAA tournament.
Yep, great tune. However, same like the Masters, it's not the best piece of music associated with the event. Because One Shining Moment is the best.
Yes, you tell Waddle about this.
Absolutely. One Shining Moment is the best.
Only
Yeah,
the
so-
Luther Vandross version.
That was good, but the original's fine. A guy named Dave Barrett, who's from Ann Arbor, Michigan, actually did it first. So, yeah. So I would take Round Ball Rock over that. The one that was in my head that I was a little worried about is the Fox NFL theme, which they now use for everything.
No, but Charlie, what about the other football music that you played that just had me crying in my seat over here?
What?
Oh, all the NFL films music?
Yes.
But that's not a theme. Like you don't hear that and know that's a game coming on or an event coming on.
I had it played at my wedding as my wife walked down the aisle.
Did you really?
No, I'm joking.
No, you did not.
If you did,
not.
then the Fox injury music would be following that after what they do to you.
Very good, Tyler.
Well done,
That's
Tyler.
fabulous.
Yeah.
So you
Well
guys, listen. You guys have to find that other Masters cut, and when you hear it, you'll recognize it. And just so you know that I'm legit on that. So
Yeah,
you don't have
we'll-
to find it right now, but just do it at some point.
Charlie's
will.
going to magically bring it to life.
Yeah.
Thank you. And Waddle, you can text it to me because I'm going to delete Sylvie's contact here shortly. So.
Here you go.
That's it. You
This
got
is
it. You
for
got
you.
Yeah, I know this.
That's when they come on the air and show highlights.
By the way,
That
who's
is-
this?
that-
Who's this Sylvie guy you're talking about?
That's right. He's losing my number, too.
Who is this guy you're talking
He's
about?
tried over the years, Mike. Waddle's tried to lose it many times. He can't get rid of me.
You know what? It's okay. You're worth keeping. I gotta be honest. It's kind of like that uncle that you really don't need to see all the time, but you just can't let you out of our lives. That's
right.
what it is.
And family.
Yeah.
Mike, you're the best.
Awesome.
Have a great game in Pittsburgh. Thank you.
Thanks, Mike.
Thank you guys. Have a great weekend.
There you go. It's Sunday Night
he's the
Football.
best.
He's the best. We've always said, like, we used to do, years ago, we did a weekly with Tirico when he was on ESPN.
Yeah.
I think that lasted for a year. That he was on to bigger and better things. But
yeah.
he's always picked up the phone for us. I mean, he joined us after his peanut allergy reaction at the Kentucky Derby.
Yeah.
And now he joins us like a day after the gambling thing. And he's the voice of the NBA.
And not only that, we're asking him if other songs that compete with the song that plays for his basketball work, whether or not he likes those.
And he was honest, too.
Yes, and he was.
It's great. He's awesome. All right, Waddle's World coming up. It is Friday. You've made it to your weekend. It is Waddle.